Hello and welcome. We're super excited to welcome Anna Nguyen, who is an alum of Suffolk University. And we're grateful for your time as we celebrate Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. We wanted to hear from you. I know that you led on campus and you were very involved and not only are you amazing as a person, but as a leader, I also watched you do amazing things. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ade. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here and really excited to get through this together.
Of course, we will be fine. And so let's get started. So can you tell us about you and how you identify?
Yeah, of course. So, hello to everyone. My name is Anna Nguyen. My pronouns are she, her, hers. A little about me: I graduated class of 2021, a bio degree at Suffolk. So, Suffolk is my alumni. So, go Suffolk! Congratulations to anyone that's graduating currently. Go Rams! So, a little about me. I'm a middle little family of four, grew up in Connecticut, really loved the city, so I wanted to move to Boston, and Suffolk was a great place to pretty much immerse myself in the city. I mean, you're literally downtown. Like, who wouldn't love that? Um, Being in college for the first place, I identify as a first generation Vietnamese American, meaning first person to go to college in within my own family. It was very nerve wracking. My parents didn't get the opportunity to go to college, so me being able to kind of be shipped off to go to college was like a really big deal, really nerve wracking, kind of like how everyone has jitters their first time ever going to college. Definitely, had to learn the ropes about what's financial aid, how do I apply for these things. Didn't know, still got through it. Thankfully, like school was very helpful with that. But after that, I think when it came to me and my own identity, it was very interesting when I was like going to Suffolk, just because it was so diverse. I come from a town, very small town, and there wasn't much diversity. So being able to be in the city where I got to see the diversity really made it feel like home, because I just got to see so many different cultures, different people, got to learn a lot of things. So being here after graduating, it's been such an amazing feat. I've been able to like volunteer a lot, but also be involved with a lot of cultural aspects, events that we got to offer at Suffolk, which was really amazing and has been really important to me ever since.
Oh, thank you. What importance does AAPI Heritage Month hold for you?
Yeah, of course. So, AAPI, what AAPI means to me is really the ability to identify and celebrate the culture and the influences that we had. For me as an Asian American, it's like I said, when you don't really have diversity in an area that doesn't really celebrate it that much, where you don't hear about it, it's really nice to be in a place that really wants to. And as time has been going by, I think the influences of like family ties, culture, you really get to learn what it is, and like the idea of like how a lot of people thought of like the American dream, and then like the ties of having a better life and being able to celebrate that through tradition, through individuality with like different cultures. Because Asian American is a very it's like there's a lot of different countries all in one, and there's so many like they're very some things are very similar, but there's very vast differentialities about it, and it's so amazing to be able to witness that on a month that we can celebrate all of our differences.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Well, like I mentioned before, while on campus, you were a campus leader.
Yeah.
Um, did you find community here and did that community support your heritage?
Yes. So in specific for me and Suffolk University and the community, I was very big in the Asian American Association. I was involved very early, freshman year, all the way up to my senior year, and being given the privilege to become president my senior year, being able to tie all of that in, just not celebrating just my heritage, but all of the Asian American heritages there are to offer, Asian countries that there are to offer, just because there's just so much to learn. And for me, that was really important. Being Vietnamese as well, the Vietnamese Student Association was also really great to kind of show my individuality and sharing the culture that we and like that I celebrate within my family and to others. But with that overall, I think the two communities in particular, the Asian American Association, as well as like the VSA, it really helped because it got me involved in like culture shows, fashion shows that we got to put on, where we got to showcase all of our cultural clothing, as well as like as you know, Ade, our last final years was like the wide discussion panels, especially during COVID. That was really hard. Being us, in school during COVID, like first time when the pandemic kind of hit. As you know, like the Asian community definitely got a hit towards that, and it was very tough on us. And it was really amazing that Suffolk gave us the opportunity, the space to hold these discussion panels. I definitely got involved in a lot of them. Ade, we did one together, which I really appreciate. But it was just to have a community where not only were Asians supporting you, Asian American students were supporting us, but like everyone in at the Suffolk community was there behind our backs, and it was just an opportunity like I can never forget. I've never seen so many people stand up and show up. And in a world of COVID during the pandemic when it was Zoom, like we had, like 50 plus people showing up to these meetings where they wanted to show themselves. And that was so important to me because that was, their first time online really. And like imagine if it was in person, like that's what was so amazing because no matter where we were, um, because at that point everyone was scattered pretty much. Everyone from all over was really like there to support, and you could see it because like cameras were on, people were commenting, shouting, asking questions, and to me that was really important. I'm so thankful for the community that Suffolk provided for me because it really brought me in a place of love and care and showed that I was important as well as like my other fellow like students and like people that were around me. And so I really love that.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah.
How has your racial and cultural identity encouraged and empowered you in your current line of work?
Yeah, of course. So little things about what I do. I'm currently a manager at a dental laboratory. Being Vietnamese, typically nothing too big. However, because of our company itself, it's a three-in-one company, and we have a clinic downstairs. With the clinic, you have patients, and with these patients, they come from all different kinds of backgrounds. And what's really great that I was allowed to do recently is to work with a patient directly who was also of Vietnamese descent, knows very few words of English, but very comfortable in Vietnamese. And I was able to have that opportunity to really connect with them, translate. And that for me was really important because that allowed me to have a patient be very comfortable, the sense of relief when I was like, "Hi, I can understand you. Can I help?" The stress in his eyes of when he saw going, like, can you help me? I don't think I could ever take that away because, like, like that's an opportunity that like I could help someone, and I think that's the same with any other patient. Didn't have to be Vietnamese. Like, even if it's a language barrier, just like being able to identify, like, hey, we're a little different and that's okay, and like how can I help you, how can I relate and help ease this transition that you're going through, if they were going through like a surgery, a type, procedure, getting a tooth extracted. Like that was very something that I wanted to be able to give because as we all know, not everyone's a big fan of the dentist office all the time. So being able to talk, to them and being like, hey, this is how we can create transparency. Like I can communicate with the doctor and also be able to translate with the patient everything that they need to do. So it was really special that I was able to do that. I've been working with this patient for quite some time, and every time we get together, we've gotten closer, and that we've been able to communicate, and I kind of can just read some of his facial expressions, be like, oh, I know what's going on. And I just can hint and be like, this is what I need to do. Just be like, relax a little bit. It's gonna be good. We're gonna get through this together. And you got my support.
I'm so glad that you get to do that. It's always amazing to have someone else who you can feel like they're in your corner.
Right.
And that actually leads me to my next question of who or what has been most helpful in your professional success.
Yeah, of course. So I have a few like shout outs for people. So for when it comes to my professional success, I have to give a huge shout out to my, mentor, Dr. Dewar. He was the one that kind of presented me this opportunity, just going, "Hey, I know you're interested in this, and being in Boston, shoot your shot." So thankful that he did. I know that he'll always be like, it's at the end of the day, it was you that did it. But really, if he didn't give me the opportunity to really do that, I don't think I wouldn't be in the career that I am right now, doing so well, being able to work with different types of people, work with international companies. It's amazing. Um, on top of that, another shout out, Ade, actually to you and Tina at the Career Center. I know I always give you guys shout outs, but it honestly is so true. Ade, you helped me in my journey when I was first starting up at work, like after, a year-ish in, asking for help, going, how do I ask for, to support myself, and how do I advocate for myself? Be having our one-on-one meeting, being able to be like, this is what you can do. What's the harm in asking? Without your push of going, just do it. Like, what's the harm in waiting? Like, why wait when it's not going to change? I'm so glad I asked and like took that leap of faith, because it did bring me to a different place altogether. A really good place where like I was like, my success was recognized. Everything was like everything at work was like finally played, like stepped up, and I couldn't have done it without your motivation and encouragement. I really couldn't, I don't think, because I was so nervous.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then with Tina, like Tina has always supported me. Thank you, Audit, for connecting me with Tina. But literally, because through my whole journey after post, graduation, I've been in touch with her with trying to help out with Suffolk, like volunteer as much as I can with the alumni outreach kind of thing, shadowing, mentoring. But really, like Tina herself has become my own mentor in a way by advocating for me, telling me like here, this is some things that you can do, here are some tips, and like it's been super super nice, and like I can't thank you both enough for always encouraging me in those ways, because it makes me feel more confident in myself, and I can only imagine where this can go in the future.
Say, listen, we're just like here to be a cheerleader. So anywhere we can cheer you on, we're ready. So we're grateful and thank you. I appreciate that. And staying on the topic of mentorship, right? How has mentorship not only changed your path or enhance your path? Because I think that you create the change. How do you go about finding effective mentors? And what would you say to other folks who are seeking mentorship about your experience finding a mentor and becoming a mentor? Because now I know that you get to be a mentor for other folks. So can you tell us both sides of how both sides have been influential in your life and how you're giving back?
Yeah, of course. So I think when we think of mentorships, we think of whether it has to be within your own role or something like what you're like driving towards. I think if you think of it like that, that's great too. But I think on the other side of things, it's like a mentor does not have to be specific in your career whatsoever. Anyone can really be a mentor. It's really how a mentor, I really think, is like someone that wants the best for you, someone that really wants to, be your little cheerleader in the background, going like, you can do this. Like, how can I advocate for you? How can I encourage you to have more confidence? So when it came to me with like leaving Suffolk altogether, I always had the mentors that I had at Suffolk, but also being in a different workplace, I found mentors where obviously my career was very different. We have a very different dynamic. It could be your supervisor, but I really found it within my own coworkers. A lot of us are at different age and like different experiences in life. And at one point, I got to lean on one of my coworkers, my friend, Kelly, where I would reach out to her about specific things. She's been in the industry for quite some time, had been working different positions at one point, and being able to ask her for advice, going, I don't know. I was being vulnerable with her, going, I don't know what I'm doing. Do you mind giving me some advice? Some people won't always love to do it, but she was, there in open arms. And that's where, like wanting the best for you really came through because, she helped advocate, like push me to advocate for myself in the career that I was in. She looked over certain things, little like resumes that I had, or I was like, I'm nervous. Like, are these enough like pros and cons about what I offer? And she's like, these are great. Don't forget this, this, and this. So, like she is not in the field that I'm interested in. That's not my like path that I'm going, but it didn't mean anything because she still offered me amazing advice as a mentor, and I still see her as a mentor, but also as a friend. But then when it came to like, the other way around, kind of the similar way, because I have coworkers that are coming in, we have new, hires all the time. I think in the similar ways, like you do not have to be in the same like mindset to be a mentor. It's really you just want to cheer them on. And I've been able to have the privilege to work with a lot of new hires and just talking to them, communicating and them and going like, is there something you're interested in? Can I help you? Or just any advice, going like, just reach out. Like my door is open all the time. Like I don't have any um there's no um awkwardness between us. Like you can reach out to me if it's like work related, not work related, just advice in general. I was like, I've experienced some of it, so I don't mind, sharing some wisdom with you. And ever since then, I really think that like as a whole, being a mentor is just wanting the best for everyone and cheering them on and being a good support system.
Awesome. What would you describe as your biggest success story to date in your career?
Yeah, so funny is like, within I've only been working for roughly 2 years, 2.5 years. I started, senior year of college. Um, but being able to see everything and witness, becoming a manager within a year has been a huge accomplishment, I would say. It does come with a lot of responsibilities, training, mentoring. Like I've been given the privilege to be able to mentor with 5 other people that came in. We have co-ops that come into this our program, and I've been able to work with them and just show them the ropes, but really just like be someone to also like help out and just listen, because a lot of the students that came in were also, pre-dental students. I was also like on that path, and it's really amazing to be able to be like, hey, do you need help with this? I can also give you some advice on like this process. I know it's a little difficult, but like I'm cheering you on. A lot of them are like taking the DATs, which is like the big exam to get into dental school. And, I have to always remind them, like, trust me, I know what you're going through, and I need to commend you on all the sacrifices you have been doing to like just study for this exam. Know that I'm in your corner and supporting you because I know it's so tough out there. And, just being able to work with them has been such an honor, just being able to see everything and watch them grow. And then, since it's co-op, they leave, but then they still keep you updated on like what they're gonna do. And it's been such an amazing opportunity to see all of them, go further in their career too.
I appreciate that. And if you were to give your younger self advice, what would it be?
That's so funny. I guess after, doing school, being very heavily involved, doing work now, I think my advice to my, younger self was just to live a little. Like work hard obviously, but also don't forget to like live in the moment. I think we all are always like tunnel sometimes we can be very tunnel vision to be like, I need to get through this, I need to get through this so that I can get to this big step that I want, to this dream job that I want. But like also commend yourself for those little moments, like those little things that you were doing, because in the end it's gonna happen so fast, and we all know that you're going to work really hard. I think at the end of the day, if you're striving for something, you're going to strive for it and you're going to work really hard for it. But, like, take a moment, take a breather, realize all the things and accomplishments that you've done, whether it's even just like getting up and, getting up for that day. But, like, really just remember that there's so much more to life as a whole. Like this whole journey is really about your interactions, your interaction with people, what you do for yourself. Like don't forget that. One specific moment of like enjoying the moment or like live a little is, I would say, thinking like, because it's graduation season, when you graduate, for all those fellow graduates, or like if you ever are in that position where you are so excited to graduate, grab that diploma and run, but that's not the point. Actually take a moment to remind yourself like you went through lots of hard work, and just remember all of that, because at that moment that's yours to claim. No one else can claim it. And like that was something that I like, even when I was able to sit in that chair and wait for my name to be called up, it I took a moment and looked around and I was like, we did that, you did that. So like, with pride, like walk through there, but just also know like you did that, and like live a little, like you worked so hard already, so why not?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you work hard, you play harder, and enjoy life, because at the end of the day, it's you who gets to also, enjoy the reward of your labor as much as other impacts of what you're doing. So I really appreciate that advice, and I'm pretty sure that we're so excited that you're doing all of these things and giving back. I think that's the best thing that has put a smile on my face, because you're someone who you care so much about people. So we appreciate you staying in touch. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Ade.